big enough for the two of us.
Nice.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like I have to tighten this. This just like fell a little bit. Did you guys see that?
I think it's fine.
It's like lower now.
Don't mess with it.
Anyways, howdy, folks. Welcome to tonight's live stream here live on Brian from Orlando in the studio Frat Club. We have a rowdy live stream for you tonight.
Are you going to do that the whole time?
No, that's all I can do.
Okay,
I actually don't even know what to say after that. How's it going, everybody? What's up? Happy Tuesday evening. If you're here on the East Coast or wherever you may be watching. Where are you guys watching, actually? Every live stream, we should start off that way. Just like, where's everybody watching from? Where are you guys tuning in from? But, holy smokes. We're back. Another live stream. I feel like we just did this, like, last Friday.
And then we'll disappear for another 3 months. No.
Maybe another year. The
Just
closer
kidding.
we get to HHN, they're going to come after us. But holy smokes, yeah, here we are. Another live stream for tonight. Excited for this one because we have some things to talk about. We're probably going to have another just chill, laid back, maybe hour or so long live stream. Long live the live.
We got to get to Love Island. So
Yeah, we have Love Island. Anybody watching Love Island? I feel like that's the talk of the town over HHN right now, especially because HHN just
left us high and dry today.
Yeah, they're just not here today. Maybe they're watching Love Island.
Maybe
They're at Love Island.
Oh, yeah.
They're the next bombshell,
The next house announcement will be on.
right?
Love
Or it's like the
Island.
two houses walking side by side.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, so live stream tonight. We're excited to get into some of the topics we have for today. Not only that, yesterday, holy smokes, yesterday we also dropped a video on the channel. It was our first in-park Halloween Horror Nights construction update for this year's event.
Yeah, it's fun.
Guys, I kid you not. I was editing this yesterday, right? I was editing this video, and when we filmed it, which was Sunday, just recently, it hit me where I was like, man, the last time we did a video last year and the last time we did an in-park video was exactly a year ago from when we were filming this past weekend for the in-park construction video. It was the same time. It was that same weekend. It wasn't the same day, but it's the same weekend. And when I was editing, when we released that we were going to go live and we did do a live stream, I think we did a live stream. That was the same day as today in this time frame last year. So I'm like, holy smokes, I feel like we're just picking back up from where we got shot down last year. I feel like we're picking back up now. And it's exciting. It's so cool because I'm like, sweet. I feel like I just teleported forward in time.
Yeah.
Fast forward in time. Time travel. You don't teleport time. You get what I mean.
I Yes.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here because we had the construction video that went up. We had a live stream last Friday, which was from the Spooky panel, Spooky Empire
spooky
panel, the Spooky panel, where we got to talk about El Artista, Spanish Haunting. And then we had a live stream the week before that on Friday talking about Jason Universe being announced.
Yeah, so we are fully into announcement season.
Yeah, that. But where was today's announcement? Were we supposed to get an announcement today?
I mean, let's look at it this way. We have 5 original houses, and one was announced on Friday. One was announced yesterday. That means there's only 3 left. So maybe they'll do, I don't know. But you can't have one every single day because there's only 3 left.
Yeah, well, if you don't count last week's announcement, right? There's 4 haunted houses, original haunted houses left to go. And there's 5 days in the week. Horror Nights last Sunday, if you guys are not aware of this, which I doubt, I'm pretty sure all of you guys are in the chat. Pretty sure all of you guys are. Horror Nights posted, I think it was on Sunday, right? We were in the park, and Horror Nights posted saying that you guys are like looking forward to Spooky Week. And we were assuming like, okay, what this means is that we're going to have a week full of the original haunted houses and their announcements. It's going to come out this week. Because if you follow suit from last year, at Spooky Empire, they had a panel there, and they did Slaughter Sinema 2, the release for that, the announcement for that house. And then the following week, they had every day, they just kind of released the originals. So that's kind of what everybody was expecting for this week. And, you know, to your point, there's got to be an odd day out, you know? And it seems like today is the day, which I'm surprised it's today.
I don't know. I feel like their social media team is very like, they like to mess with people. They know that the fans are like on top of it, always like predicting, always like a step ahead of them or trying to be a step ahead of them. So I think maybe they were like, oh, get ready for a spooky week. They announced something and then they were like, ha, now you get nothing. Well, but then maybe we'll get something tomorrow because they're like, we're just kidding.
And that's the thing too, where it's like, I do appreciate that because everybody was expecting, I'll be honest, I was expecting something today too. And I think this was on Discord. In our Discord channel, I was even messaging like, what if we don't get anything for the rest of the week due to the fact that they already announced something on Monday, which makes and declares this week as a spooky week because there was an announcement. What if we don't get announcements or anything? And they really try to play with our minds and change how the announcements come and go. I think that's smart to do something as such and try to change it up on us. However, I know the fans probably won't take that too kindly.
I think everybody will probably figure out whatever their plan is.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll leak sometime soon. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I do think like, to your point, we'll probably have an announcement tomorrow and then Thursday and Friday. And then today was the off day just to kind of make people go, wait, what's happening? And then get right back into it.
I would love if they had like a specific week for each of them. So then like with the Spooky Empire panel, we got like behind the scenes and like a whole story and all of that. Obviously we kind of know Hatchet and Chains. Sorry, my brain.
You're good. Oh yeah, that was the house announced yesterday, by the way. Yeah.
Obviously we kind of know what Hatchet and Chains is going to be about because we had, well, I guess we don't know, but we have a good idea. It's not like they're just dropping some name of a house and we have like no reference for what it could be. But I would love if like this whole week we sporadically got like a video and like a podcast episode and some artwork and maybe behind the scenes, and then like next week we get another original, and then sprinkled throughout the week we get that stuff for that original, and then
sounds familiar to something I know.
Goes on and goes on.
Yeah. You know? I genuinely like, I'd love for Horror Nights to do this. And of course it's a little more difficult than just this. Obviously there's more behind the scenes stuff. But I mean, it'd be so cool if like each house had its own week, you know, and it was like a very like celebratory type of thing. And like it was celebrated, the fact that this house was announced and it gets its own week and all the discussions, and every day there's something new that's added to it. To your point, I mean, Cassie's in the chat, she knows. Like, you know, we're trying to work on something like that, and it'd be really cool because I think, you know, that keeps the conversation fresh for that house while adding something every day. And then, of course, if anybody who's a content creator and stuff, anybody who's a content creator, that's more content for you to do, which still feeds the community. So every day you have something going on, and that's 10 weeks, which, I mean, you're looking at least 3 months of just house content that we're getting.
Yeah, and especially for the originals, because I feel like that's a little bit easier to do than with the IPs, since with the IPs there is so much, like, they have to go through so many approvals, and they might not be able to show any of the, like, behind the scenes stuff or any of that. But with the originals, they definitely can, because,
yeah,
I mean, they own it. It's all original.
And they, honestly, they can do it with the IPs.
And
it's as easy as a conversation.
And I think it's more important for the originals because
I agree.
We don't know. We don't have like a movie we can go watch.
Yeah.
Or a TV show or a game that we can go play.
Yet.
Yes. Yet. But what I mean is, like, with the originals, like, if we're just given a picture and like a short description, you don't really have too much to go off of. Whereas with like an IP, you can go watch the movie or.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And maybe, who knows? Maybe we get to the point. To be honest, we're currently at that point. If you think about it for this year, right? Like Five Nights had it like a little thing, but forget that. Fallout had its own week, right? Jason Universe had its own week. Artista had its own week. And currently at the moment, Hatchet and Chains has its own week.
True.
Granted, they're not giving any extra, which would be nice, but we'll see. My assumption is that this week we are getting the rest of the originals.
Yeah, I think so too. But don't say it.
Heartburn.
Yeah, no, I definitely think we're gonna get more original houses announced this week. But
maybe we can put a poll in the chat, or at least just chat. You can spam this too. Do you guys think? Just let them type it up. It's fine. I also, my chat is down on my computer. It's down, so I can't see any of the comments. That's all you.
Okay.
But yeah, so put in the chat. Do you guys think we are going to get the rest of the originals announced this week? Do you think we're getting nothing else this week? Do you think we're going to get an IP this week? Or do you think we're going to get originals and an IP this week?
Not that.
That would have been really cool, though. Like, how cool would it have been? I know a lot of people were even talking about today, potentially we get an IP today. That would have been cool. But if we had an announcement today, which would have been an original, it would have been cool to have Monday with Hatchet and Chains. Today, Tuesday, one of the originals. Wednesday, an original. Thursday, an original. And then Friday, everybody's thinking, well, we got all the originals out of the way. Are we going to get an IP potentially? And then they surprise us on Friday with an IP. That would have been really cool. Granted, that's still, in my opinion, that's still borderline like an announcement dump. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, it's kind of getting there to the point where it's like, it's not in one day, but every day you're getting just that little like picture with the title. It's like, there you go, it's coming. So like, I still would like them to have their own weeks, but it'd been cool if they did something like that with this week, because we're all expecting just originals.
Yeah, most people are saying one original, just one more original.
Just one more
for this week, yeah.
Or are they saying number one, the original one, out of the four options?
One original, not all of them.
Oh, they think we're just gonna get one more?
One more original. Yep.
Whoa.
Just one more.
What makes you guys feel that?
A lot of people are saying Thursday. Don't know who you guys know. But
see, the chat just finds a way, huh? They're like, we already got the playbook. Don't worry, guys. The script has already been written. We have it.
Apparently,
dang.
Undertaker's debut was on June 26th. So maybe the WWE house on Thursday.
Tuesdays. Okay.
I don't know.
But do you think they're thinking that far ahead? And is the WWE house, would it feature Undertaker?
I have no...
You should know. Out of all the people, you would know.
No idea about anything WWE.
Yeah, you and me are pretty blind when it comes into that.
Whenever that was like first speculated, I was like, what?
You and I
absolutely not.
You and I both.
It's like that doesn't make any sense at all. But I didn't know that there was this whole thing.
Maybe it's not a house. Maybe it's an experience, and you get to get thrown in the ring with some wrestlers, and that's the whole bid. That could be fun. I want to be like one of the crowd members going like, give him the chair.
Someone else said, fairly confident today was just an off day because we don't have 5 more originals to announce. That's what I think too.
That's what I'm feeling too.
I think they took today off because they wanted to like be like, oh, are we gonna release more? Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe we are. But I think we'll probably get the rest of them tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday.
I fixed my chat.
Cool.
I fixed it. There's people.
You just had to scroll?
No, I had a refresh. There was some I had a refresh right here. I've never noticed this. There's in giant bold letters. It says refresh chat.
Oh.
And no, lay down. What are you guys doing? We're only 20 minutes in. What are we doing? Lay down. Lay down. We got like an hour. You guys, I mean, this is way ahead of schedule. You're looking like the HHN marketing team right now. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Relax. We'll call you. Don't worry. We'll call you. I think I said give him the chair, and then Hondo comes with the chair. I think that was today's script. Anyways, yeah, okay. I get the chat working so I can see everyone. Cool. That makes me happy. Guys, relax, please. You guys know we do this once in a blue moon, you know? All right. My thought is we're going to get the originals for the rest of the week. I was surprised because I knew, and I think we talked about this briefly too when we were at the park. We knew that there was 4 originals left to go. There's 5 days in the week technically, and they had been posting on Fridays, so that doesn't take Friday like out of the conversation. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, well, the best way to kind of split it up is to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
But a Monday, Tuesday off.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Like I said, I think they're toying with us. I think they're trying to be like...
It's not funny. I'm not having a good time. Take it back.
Because everybody was like on their phones right at, what was it, like 10:34.
10:34 Eastern time.
It's like refreshing.
And then when it was 10:35, they're like, wait, what? What's wrong? And they're like, wait, maybe 11:34. And they're like, 11:35 came. They're like, well, since it's technically, it might be a joint coast. Oh my God, maybe we're getting an IP today. It could be Terrifier. What if it's a 12:34 and it's going to be both coasts?
And the social media team's just sitting there like laughing.
They're watching Love Island recap. Yeah. They're just like, what are they talking about?
Wait, did you post? Oh, shoot. No.
Oh, no.
Guess we got to wait for tomorrow.
Don't worry about it. These people are used to waiting. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Brian's heartburn is a scare zone. Actually, that would be a house. For real. It could be a house, and it's like the scene from Nope when they get sucked up into the UFO, and it's like claustrophobic. Yeah, jean jacket. That's what it'd be like experiencing my house.
That would actually be terrifying. That part of the movie was actually very scary.
That was a good movie, by the way.
That was a good movie.
That was a good movie. How cool would it have been if, you know, in Hollywood when they had the tram, the terror tram, and you got to go through the section? What was that little place called? I forgot the name of it. Jupiter's Claim?
Yeah,
Jupiter's Claim. How cool would it have been if you get into like at the end leaving or whatever, you had to go through like one of the saloons, one of the like the housing little things that there, whatever you want to call it. And it was like those have you guys ever experienced like you went to a haunted house or anywhere and they have those big
like the
blown up little
it's like a big
things
balloon.
and you have to squeeze through it? How cool would it have been if like you got sucked up by like jean jacket and like you had to go through there on the way out?
I don't like those things.
I thought it was kind of cool. We experienced that at Screamageddon.
Yeah.
Back in 2020.
I don't know.
I think that's the only time I ever did it. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of things we do is tacky.
I'm just like, I don't know who else touched this.
You want to know what's really tacky? That we're sitting upstairs in our house right now, like talking to a camera. That supposing there's people watching us.
All right. Don't get into that.
What are you guys doing on a Tuesday? Is this all you guys have to do? Just watch us. All right. So, anyways,
everybody's putting stuff in the chat about WWE, and it's like a foreign language to me. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Right? Is that what all that is?
I don't know. My chat's like, it's weird. It's like refreshes every like 20 seconds, and then like 10 comments come in. I don't know.
Oh no, that's basketball. Sorry, that's also a foreign language to me.
Let's get back to Horror Nights, okay? So, I mean, obviously WWE's speculated.
Yes.
But we did get an announcement yesterday. And that's what we're going to mainly talk about in today's live stream, as well as a little bit of the construction video that we did this past weekend that we released yesterday too. Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters. For those of you that don't know, which again, I don't think there's anybody that's in the chat that actually does not know. This was a section in the Slaughter Sinema 2 house last year, and it was like an instant like fan favorite.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I won't forget the first time we went through that house. First of all, I was so excited because that was my first time going through a Slaughter Sinema house. Now, it wasn't Slaughter Sinema, Slaughter Sinema 2, but I know like Slaughter Sinema was your favorite house of all time from 2018. So I was looking forward to it just to see yours. Yeah.
Nothing's beat it.
I respect that. But I was looking forward to doing the house with you because like obviously I'm like, okay, let's see where it lives up in that case. And it was good. It was really good. We loved it. But I remember when we went through Hatchet and Chains, and we first walked through, and it was just like, you know, I'm trying to remember, you know, how Slaughter Sinema is set up, right? Right before you get into the actual scene, there's the little movie title. You have the movie poster. It's like, Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters. You know, like he gives the little voice. I'm sure that's Charles Gray or somewhere in there talking. And it's like, it was just so cool because I remember walking in there. I'm like, oh, we got like a Western one, like sweet, you know? And it's like wood floor, smells kind of like what I would expect it to smell like. And then like the artwork, and then to see the demon on the left, like with chained up and chains over there, get over here, and like Hatchet's over there and a demon. I was just like, this is so cool. Like,
yeah, I just remember
I'd watch something like this.
I just remember going through and thinking like I wanted that scene to be more than just that one room.
Yeah.
So it makes
perfect sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense for it to be a house. I'm very excited.
I will say, like, you can pretty much do a house for any of the Slaughter Sinema little pieces in there. I would say for most of them, at least. Most of them could adapt very well. And this is one of those that's like, you got to do a house.
I think the only one that I wouldn't really care for is the...
Like, relax. Wait, what happened?
What was it? What was the shark one called?
Blood and Chum.
That's the only one that I wouldn't care for as a house.
Would you say you wouldn't care, or that you would not anticipate it to do well as a house?
I wouldn't be excited for it, but that's only because you guys know I don't like underwater houses. I don't like sea-themed houses. I don't like anything that has to do with the water.
Well, what about this? What if they did a creature from the Black Lagoon house?
Yeah, still no.
No.
I mean, I would be excited for it. I like creature, but of all the classic monsters, I think that'd be the one I'm least excited for.
Whoa.
And not because of creature, but because of the atmosphere.
That might be a very hot take.
Yeah, and that's fine.
We might get
You guys know how I feel. That's how I felt with Dead Man's Pier. I was like, it's very pretty, but
you know what?
Boats,
you know what?
Sea theme, not my thing.
I have mad respect for you for staying true to yourself. You don't lean one way or another just because the popular vote's going that way, or just because people are talking about this conversation. So you're like, I'm going to do it like a lot of others do. You stay true to yourself, and I appreciate that from you, even if it brings us a lot of heat.
See, Javier knows. Here comes Steph's nautical hate. Yep. I just don't like the nautical theme. And
is there a way that we can get you to like nautical? Is there a possible way?
I truly don't know. And it's honestly not because I don't like nautical themes. It's not because I don't like the water, or because I think it's too scary. Like, the water scares me. It's the opposite. Like, it is, you put a haunted house in a nautical or like water-based atmosphere, and it immediately becomes less scary to me.
What did you think of Depths of Fear in 2019?
I mean, come on.
You didn't like it?
I mean, that house wasn't the best to begin with.
I'm just be honest. You be honest. Okay, you weren't here this year in 2017. Dead Waters. Have you seen walkthrough of that house?
I've seen walkthroughs. Again, I think it seemed like a good house.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not personally going to be like, oh, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, I'm not asking if that would have been your favorite one, but would you have liked that? I
like
personally
I said,
think you would have, because a lot of it is not in the water. It's just a swamp, right?
Like I said, I like Dead Man's Pier. I liked Dead Man's Pier. I thought it was really pretty, but I will never say like, oh, that was my favorite one, because it's based around like the water. It's just like, it's not exciting to me. It is not scary to me. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, again.
Don't know how to explain it.
I respect you. I respect you.
Yeah, all of Hollow Scream. Sorry. The mermaid thing, not really my thing.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. Hollow Scream's got... I remember we went to the first year. Hey, we're getting really like sidetracked right now. We're on a tangent. That's fine. That's fine. We don't really have much to talk about tonight's live stream. It's only going to be an hour long anyways. But I remember the first year going to Hollow Scream. The first year it opened up in SeaWorld, right? Mm-hmm. You and I went. We have a video on the channel. If you guys want to check it out, you can. And I remember saying, you know what? Like, I can see potential. You got to give it at least 5 years. And we went last year or whatever, and there's some moments that like it got better, improved, but there's still some things that's just like, it's just not there yet. Just give it time. The sirens to me, like, move on. It's time to move on.
I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know why, but it's just like anything water based or like nautical, like it, like the scare factor drops by like 5 points. Maybe it's because I love the water so much that I'm like, oh, this is home.
That's crazy. What?
I feel comfortable.
You're talking like you're... Hold on.
Yeah, I feel comfortable. So I'm like...
Steph's over here as a mermaid right now.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up like in the water all the time.
What was that that Disney Channel, like DCOM?
13th Year?
Not that one, but the other one. It wasn't with the three girls or whatever that were mermaids or something.
You're talking about Aquafina?
I don't know, maybe, I guess. There's a lot. I feel like you are very much that vibe. I feel like...
Yeah. I love the water. And
hey,
I think,
13th Year was good.
I think because of that, I'm like, this isn't scary. This is like comforting to me. Okay. Anyway, let's move on from the water.
Justin said, take her on another cruise, Brian.
Anyway, let's move on from that.
Okay.
I think...
Hatchet and Chains, opposite of water.
If I had to have picked one room from Slaughter Sinema 2 to get its own house, it would have been Hatchet and Chains. So...
Yeah. Hatchet and Chains was up there for me.
I think that was a good choice.
I also really like Cyborgs. I would have been down for Cyborgs too.
I like Cyborgs. I think it would be difficult to do as a whole house.
Not me. I think you can do it.
I think you could do it. You definitely could.
I genuinely think that Hatchet and Chains has a better foundation of a fan base than Cyborgs. And I just think out of all of them, like, yeah, you could do that. And it reminds me of the house. There was a house back in the day. I don't remember the name. I cannot remember the name right now, but a lot of people have been talking about it. And the only thing I think of is the one like trigger, the one sound where it's like, that's my gold.
Oh, yeah.
I literally pictured Tim Tracker yelling that all the time back in his old HHN vids. But what was the house? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called.
That's my gold.
Mummy Strippers as a whole house would be painful.
Ghost Town. Yeah, Ghost Town. Ghost Town was the name. The Lightning Gulch.
Oh, yeah, Lightning Gulch. Mardi Gras Murders. The only thing is, like, so many people had problems with that room because of the, like...
The puking part?
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to say, right? No, lay down. That's what I'm going to say. But no, this is what I'll say. Like, a lot of people... It always comes up during Mardi Gras, leading up to Mardi Gras, because of the Mardi Gras tribute store. They're always like, we need a Mardi Gras themed HHN house. No, we don't. Stop.
Yeah, I don't want that.
We got it with Slaughter Sinema 2, and that was awesome. I loved it, but it needs to stay just like that. What do we need Mardi Gras HHN? Because every time Mardi Gras comes up, people always say, like, we need one as a house. And I'm like, I don't want to go to Halloween Horror Nights and then have a Mardi Gras themed house. And knowing that one of the next events coming up after Christmas is Mardi Gras again. I don't want that. I don't want to hear feet don't fail when we had that season. Leave it.
Yeah.
Leave it.
I think, yeah, I agree with the theme team. Like a voodoo queen house could be cool, but not like straight up like Louisiana, like
not Mardi Gras, period. Not Mardi Gras. Yeah, you can do like, I mean, like Deadwaters 2017. Deadwaters is a perfect example of kind of like that culture in that area. That would work well.
I also agree with Cassie and her comment. Her marketing brain is saying, this goes back to my question. Do they have a goal to make this a full house before Slaughter Sinema 2? Or did they decide, like, was that a decision maker? Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, were they like, oh, we really want to do Hatchet and Chains as a house. Let's put it into Slaughter Sinema and see what people think? Or
maybe.
Did they just do Slaughter Sinema 2 and then they were like, oh, people really like this room. Let's make it a house.
So here's history lesson, right? And I might be very wrong about this. If I am, chat, you can call me out on it. But if I'm not mistaken, I remember in 2018 when Slaughter Sinema first debuted at Halloween Horror Nights, you had in the Unmasking the Horror tour, there were tour guides telling the guest that this house featured B films that were ideas and concepts thrown to the team to be houses. And these were like concepts that just sat there and they decided, hey, we can throw them into this house. I wonder if Slaughter Sinema 2 was also that, but a modern version, recent ideas. Or to your point, they were like, we're going to make a Slaughter Sinema 2. Let's think of just B-film ideas that fit Western spaghetti or slasher or like those little things. Let's find something that fits in it, make that house. And then because of the success with Slaughter Sinema and the fact that we've had Yeti houses in the past and things that followed from that, can we see if any of those become a fan favorite and then just pick that out? Boom, it could be a house. And just like that, we don't have to think too far creatively for new concepts because we have something sitting there as an agenda that we could just go off of for future years. I feel like that would be the mindset with it. Yeah. If that makes sense.
I mean, we know that they start planning things like
way in advance.
So far in advance that it's like
they usually start planning like when that, like for instance, this year when the event is starting, they're already planning for next year. They're already planning for next year, like right now. But that's when like really some of the big conversations go, especially with some of the creative ideas. And Halloween Horror, I remember a conversation. I think this was at Spooky Empire, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Spooky Empire. For HHN 31, there was a Halloween Horror Nights panel, and we went there during the Halloween Horror Nights 31 for 2022. And I think Mike Aiello was there on stage. Some other people. But I might be wrong about that. But I remember the conversation. It was about Legends Collide, because obviously Legends Collide was happening that year. And they were talking about the process of like coming up with ideas and how to announce it, and then say that, you know, usually a year before the event, we're already, you know, working on those ideas. And they say when we create an idea and then the event happens, we don't know what to expect. We don't know how the fans are going to respond to certain things. Guys, stay. Hold up, buddy. Hold up. They said, we don't know how the fans are going to respond. We don't know what they're going to like, because some things that we're like, oh, we think the fans are going to like, they may not. And for instance, the biggest thing that came from that year in 2022 was Wicked Growth, and it was Pumpkin Lord. They said, we did not expect the Pumpkin Lord to get such a cult following that he did. Same with like Lil Boo in a way, right? And so they said, hey, we can bring him to this year's event. And that's the thing. What's so cool, again, is like, you know, these people, they listen to the community. They take the feedback, and they obviously see, hey, I'm going to make a little ghost child on a skateboard in a scare zone just for fun, you know, in one of the scare zones. And then that blows up all over social media. It becomes a fan favorite. It's got a cult following. They're like, we need to do something with this. Let's give a story for this child on a skateboard. Like maybe give him another feature here or there, you know, and it just evolves from that. So yeah, I feel like, you know, that's kind of how like Hatchet and Chains was. They saw that. They obviously knew like we can pick from any of these. We want to do something like that. They might have loved Hatchet and Chains before, and then seeing the fans' reaction to that part of the house from last year's Slaughter Sinema 2, they're like, boom, that's a house. Just like that. We got one already. Yeah. It's my long monologue for the day done.
Only one?
For today, yeah. That's all I had planned.
For this 10 minutes.
How long was that? Was it like 10 minutes, chat? I think that was pretty good, though.
No, I'm trying to say that you get way more than just one per day.
I know, but I'm trying to keep it to just one.
Okay.
Unless you're threatening me with a challenge right now.
Anyway,
I'll do 2.
Are you guys excited for Hatchet and Chains?
Yeah, what do you guys think?
What was your initial reaction?
Do a poll on this one. Steph's going to put a poll in the chat for you guys to answer. But, I mean, let's talk more about Hatchet and Chains. Demon bounty hunters. Like, first of all, Steph, what do you think? On a scale of 1 to 10, where's your excitement with this house?
I thought I already said it. Oh, on a
scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10? Maybe like an 8.
Ooh. I thought it would... Okay. I feel like that's a little reserved.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, like, Cowboys is not, like, my, like, number one thing. But I did really like that room from Slaughter Sinema. So that's why I
True. This is what I'm going to say. I have it at a 9.5. Really, it's a 9, but it's 9.5 because of my mind running ideas that I hope that I see. Probably won't. What I get worried about this is where I'm like, okay, I'm excited for this house. However, is it going to be campy? Because it was kind of campy in Slaughter Sinema too. Are they going to follow suit and keep it campy? Because if they do, I think they have to, right? You know, you look at the formula that they did with Yeti from 2018 Slaughter Sinema, and they did Yeti Terror of the Yukon in 2019, and then a few years back we did Yeti Campground Kills. And it's scary, right? But it's still a little bit of that, like, comedy aspects. You know, some of the kills and some of the things like that. It's supposed to be campy, right? It's fun. All of the houses or features, I guess, in Slaughter Sinema 2 as well as Slaughter Sinema, they're supposed to be campy, right? They have that campiness to them. So I'm wondering, do they keep the campiness with Hatchet and Chains? And I feel like you have to, because that's that's its existence, right? So I feel like doing anything else kind of takes away from what it is.
I agree. I think that it's probably going to be campy. I think it could be a really good, like, dark, not campy house. Yeah. But I think it's going to be campy solely because of its origin being Slaughter Sinema.
Yeah. Now, here's what I'm hoping for. Whether they go campy or they get serious with it, cool, whatever. However, since the theme for this year's event is Gothic, what I would love is if we have a Gothic Western house. Like, I'm talking like it's night in the Wild West. The horse is there.
The horse.
Think of the horse is there off in the horizon, the eyes glowing. You feel like you're seeing spirits, floating things. It's just kind of like haunting in a Wild West vibe. And then you have like the little church, little chapel, small little chapel there over the horizon with like the sun setting and that music. But
is that Gothic?
Yeah, like Gothic Western. So like all the ladies like have the long like clothing, but it's all dark, and like they have the sleeves that kind of like flow just a little bit. Yeah, there's a style that's Gothic Western. Okay, chat, search it up. If you guys know what I'm talking about, please chime in. But if you don't, search up like Gothic Western. You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. I want to show stuff.
Oh goodness.
Oh come on! I could talk for another 10 minutes, but instead,
like Van Helsing.
Van Helsing's not really.
I don't know.
Western.
It was in the chat.
Gothic Western. Here you go, stuff. Like this. All right.
Okay.
Hold up. Let me see. So you see like the clothing, right? Oh shit, that's like what Hatchet wears.
Yeah.
Right. But then let me see if I can get like that. But this is perfect example.
Sure.
Right. You have the ghost cowboy, the spirit cowboy or whatever on his spirit horse that you see. That's
I don't think
folklore legend.
Again, I don't think, like we talked about on Friday's live stream, I think the overall theme again is going to be throughout like the park. Yes.
That's perfect.
Throughout like the park and maybe most of the scare zones, the music, the lighting, all of that. But I think the houses will probably, other than El Artista, I think the houses will mostly not strictly follow that gothic theme. And I think that this is just going to be a longer version of what we got in Slaughter Sinema. I don't think they're going to like reinvent the wheel on this.
I agree. Again, it would be really cool. It'd be really cool. I still feel like they could go gothic western with this as far as the aesthetics and the look of the house itself, but keep that campiness. And it still has the feature. I think that'd be really neat.
Yeah, Mr. Disney King, we were just talking about this before the live stream started. He said, I mean, I hope Fallout Western Ghoul and Hatchet and Chains don't look alike. I was saying that before we got on. I was like, oh, they're kind of the same. Yeah,
there's a little bit of a similarity with that.
Some crossover there.
Man. Do you guys think... That's a good question. Do you guys think in this house we're going to have a trigger that somebody can hit or whatever that you'll hear in the house at some point, or one of the victims or something that says, that's my gold? That's a little tribute to Ghost Town.
That would be cool. I don't know. We'll see.
That'd be fun. I don't know. Some I thought.
They do reuse triggers. Like you'll hear ones that have been in previous houses. There's one that was in our Classic Monsters house in 2019 that we hear every single year.
Yeah, almost
every single year.
Do your best impression.
I don't even remember what it sounds like. I just know that it's there. And when I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's it. But I couldn't even tell you what it is.
It's the bride. One of the brides screaming, yeah. Mm-hmm. It was Haley's spot. It was she was the bride right from me.
So the poll is hype level 8 to 10 is 56%. 4 to 7 is 39%, and 0 to 3 is 6%. So
wow.
A few votes for not excited at all.
It's a little more split than El Artista was last weekend.
Yeah.
Actually, let's do. We don't have to do a poll, but maybe just in the chat we'll read it. You can wrap that poll up at least. Okay. Because then it clears up on my screen so I can see the chat. There we go. What I want to know is, in all honesty, I am super excited for this year's event, and I'm not even thinking of the IPs. Just alone, I'm looking at the originals. So far, we have El Artista, Spanish Haunting. And we have Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters. And I remember when El Artista, like, okay, you guys are in the community, like, this wasn't a surprise announcement. When we got Hatchet and Chains, everyone's like, we knew, but cool, right? However, when El Artista came out, I kind of forgot about Hatchet and Chains. Because I was like, man, I'm excited for this house. I was excited, or I'm still excited for El Artista. And then they announced Hatchet and Chains yesterday, and I'm like, oh, the artwork was so good for it too. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. Was really good.
Remember, I feel like last year the originals like kept getting announced, and people were like,
a little questionable.
But
remember triplets?
Yeah, that was the main one.
Yeah.
But this year, or for this house, the artwork is really good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, Hatchet and Chains artwork. I just wish we had like a video, man. Could you imagine? Like, even just do the video from that was on the facade of Slaughter Sinema too. Like, just put that out there and be like Hatchet and Chains, and it's coming. I'm like, yeah, like they already have that. Nico, sit, stay. See his butt hit the thing. He's like, oh. Yeah. So I'm super excited for Hatchet and Chains, but the question is that I want to ask you guys, and something I want to ask you as well. Out of those two haunted houses, the originals that have been announced, which one are you looking forward to the most right now? Is it El Artista? So put in the chat which one you're excited for the most. El Artista or Hatchet and Chains?
I think I'm actually more excited for El Artista. I think they hyped it up a lot in the panel, which helps.
Yeah.
See if they did that for the
Hatchet
other originals, where they like hyped it up.
My butt has gone
like
numb.
Did some sort of like interview with the creatives that like they talked about it and like what went into it, because like half of that excitement from the panel came from like how much you can tell they like how much effort and like love they put into that house.
Even for the creatives that weren't there physically, their comments on social media too about the house was like really excited for this one. For El Artista.
They got to talk about like the special effects and all
that's
of
what
that.
got you and I excited.
Yeah, it definitely makes you more excited than just getting a picture.
We're just getting El Artistas in the chat.
Yeah.
Any Hatchet and Chains?
I don't see any.
I mean,
I think it's because of that. I think it is like almost 100% because of that. Because like you just can get more excited for something when like you see the excitement for it coming from the people who made it.
I agree.
Rather than just here, this is what it is.
So what you're saying is the announcement season is important for the event.
Yes. But
I get what you're I get what you're saying. I'm trying to get that little win. When the event starts, that doesn't matter. It depends on the event itself. I agree with you. Yes.
Because we could be so hyped for El Artista, and then night one we go through it and it's like it's bottom of the list.
Like Scary was for us. Yeah. Remember we were excited for Scary, Ohio, Horror in the Heartland.
Yeah.
We went through that house. That was like our number one. I think that was our number one and most anticipated. And then it just didn't live up to the hype.
Same with Bugs.
It got much better. Same with Bugs too. You know what's funny? A lot of our most anticipated houses when we first go through, it's not as what we think, but those houses always end up
grow on us.
Growing. Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, that's true. That very much could be a possibility.
I am excited for Hatchet and Chains though. I'm not gonna say like
yeah.
I'm not excited for it.
They're like right here. They're neck and neck for me. Before I get into my decision, don't you think it'd be cool if like Universal if they had like a podcast or something that talked about these original houses and like gave all that info like they did with the panel?
Yes, that would be cool.
I think that'd be so cool if they just gave the fans a little more, gave them more excitement to go. And if they have more excitement, maybe they're willing to spend a little more money because they're like, we got to do it all this year. This year's just sounding so great. Let's go all out, Anyways.
Yeah, I think that is I think I'm more anticipating El Artista, but like I was saying, like once the event starts, that could totally change.
I'll say this. El Artista it's got more to live up to because of its excitement. It's hyping the fact that we don't know anything about it. We've never experienced this house before. So it has a higher potential of falling, where I think Hatchet and Chains, it has high standard because we've been through it. We know what we want, what we're expecting. But the formula for Hatchet and Chains is already successful, that I think even if they just do what they did last year, just kind of expand it out just a little bit, I think it's going to work regardless. So I could see El Artista having a tough time if it doesn't deliver and falling more, where Hatchet and Chains, I feel like, has a safer ground, like a net. I don't know if any of that made sense, but you get what I mean, right?
Yeah. Do we think that Hatchet and Chains will have any Easter eggs from other Slaughter Sinema ideas / houses? Like a Yeti. I hope it doesn't have a Yeti.
In my opinion, there'll be like Easter eggs in the house. I feel like if you're talking about Yeti, maybe there's like a photo on the wall and it's like a Yeti or Bigfoot. But how cool would it be if like one of the demons is a possessed Bigfoot from the Wild West that's there or whatever, and makes a feature and it keeps that Yeti going?
I would like those little the midnight snacks, the little things. Those little,
the one that had the big one at the end of that part. I can't remember the name of those.
Put those like in the saloon or something.
That'd be cute. That's funny.
The HHN bear. Yeah, the bear could go. In this house. Really,
I 100% could see the bear fitting in this one. But the bear could also go in another one too. Anyways, we'll just leave that there. I'll be honest. I think because it's more fresh, I'm right now really excited for Hatchet and Chains. I love Western theme stuff. I also feel like it could be very aggressive. I feel like there's a chance for it to be aggressive. It's very split where I'm at between El Artista and Hatchet and Chains. I'm just excited for Hatchet and Chains to see it as a full-fledged house, but I do think there's a chance that El Artista could be my number one pick over Hatchet and Chains, but that's going to be decided based on when the event starts. Obviously, which house does better, and I think it comes down to my basic formula that I have,
Scare actors,
which is the scare actors and the energy. What is the energy given? If El Artista delivers on the energy, it could have all these cool effects, which is great, but if the scare actors deliver on the energy more than Hatchet and Chains, I'm going to give it to El Artista and vice versa, because I do think at this point, Hatchet and Chains is a little less for me than El Artista, just for the fact that I know Hatchet and Chains is supposed to potentially be campy, where El Artista is a very serious house. And because of that, I'm like, the very serious house could have more aggression, and because of that, I'm more willing to give it my vote for more anticipated.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just kind of excited for like this little Western thing though, because I want to see some Gothic Western architecture and things. And I think it'd be so cool. It'd be so cool.
I want some barbecue.
Yeehaw! Talk about a food booth. What food? What do you want from this food booth? You had to create a menu.
I guess I had barbecue.
3 food items, 2 savory, 1 sweet, and then a drink. What are you throwing in?
Oh goodness.
What is that?
Cornbread.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say cornbread. Yeah. But would that be the sweet or savory? Would you make it? Where did we go? Oh, at Epic Universe, the Oak and Star Tavern has like this cornbread that's like sweet. It is so good. You do that for like something sweet. Oh,
a corn on the cob could be cool too.
Oh yeah,
like just seasoned
roasted
corn
seasoned.
On the
Yeah.
cob. Yeah. Some hush puppies. Maybe some brisket. Bring back.
Yeah, I was gonna say brisket.
Sandwich.
I feel like brisket's the big thing to go.
Yeah.
Brisket with a small little corn on the cob, and
banana pudding. Ooh yeah.
Okay. There we go. You can get a plate for $17.99 that's got a slab of brisket with a miniature little seasoned corn on the cob and a sweet cornbread. And then your dessert piece is banana pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was going to say banana bread. That sounded good. But banana pudding. And then for the drink...
Valerie said watermelon cup, but you could do a watermelon drink.
Like non-alcoholic.
Or margarita.
But like, what is like... I feel like the chat would know this pretty good. Like, what are we doing with the drink?
Ranch water.
Ranch water? What?
It's like... I think it's like a seltzer and tequila sort of thing. It's like a southern... like, refreshing drink.
Or this is where Horror Nights needs to like step it up and have their own brewery and like do something themed to this house and create their own like beer for it.
That'd be cool.
And just call it the Wild West. Just the Wild West. And every time you order it, you hear yeehaw! And it gives you a kick.
They have to do a food booth for this house.
Yeah, there's got to be some.
A sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla. So yeah, I mean, hey, Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters. Again, we don't have much for the house as far as just the announcement goes. We had the post from yesterday. We had a little description, but obviously this came from Slaughter Sinema 2 last year. And it was a fan favorite section of the house. What is the technical term for it?
I mean, it technically was only one room, so it was just a room.
But it's like in the story. It's its own, like the film, like that film or whatever. Yeah. My back is like hurting so bad right now.
Chris, when I get scared, IPA. That's funny. We also missed a. What do you?
But it's only from Chris. Chris does things. Oklahoma City Thunder, NBA champion in the chat. Member for 34 months in the Fright Club. Said, I just wanted to say that I'm so glad the lives are back. We're just doing it just for you, by the way. And I'm so grateful for all the videos over the years. Keep crushing it. Thanks, man. You know what? That's not sarcasm, right? Because if so, that's probably the nicest thing you've ever said. We'll take it. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here. I will say, we are happy to kind of get back into making some of the videos. Earlier today, I was talking to you where I was like, I have the bug. I'm like, it's very dangerous because I don't want to have that bug right now because we still don't know if we're going to get arrested or not from Universal. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I don't want to get into it. I don't want to promise that we're doing anything, you know. We're just taking it day by day. I'm just thankful and blessed for the Lord that we have what we have, and we're just getting the chance to do these things. So I'm just gonna live it day by day. So I'm excited. I'm excited that we're here. I'm excited for this live stream. We're doing this. And what sucks is I know we don't have a lot of time in tonight's live because Steph is a few days away from her first competition for the season. So we can't keep her up late and all that stuff. We're already an hour into the live. I know said it'd be about an hour. And most importantly,
we have Love Island.
We have an episode of Love Island tonight. And I do want to get to that because that's usually over an hour. By the way, man, Love Island, the last episode sucked.
It was bad.
It sucked. I was so disappointed.
It was not a good
What is
episode.
this show? What is the purpose of it? It was doing so good. And then it just, you talk about just like falling off.
Drop a like if we should start a separate podcast that's just talking about Love Island.
No, I can't. I can't do that. You guys will get to know the real me. And
I was going to say,
I'll
you
never
guys
be.
probably do not care about that and are like, all right, let's not talk
No,
about
come on.
it.
There's got to be some people.
It's like one person.
Look, we're sponsored by Peacock, so we got to talk about it.
Our viewers
right?
are going down.
There it is. Good. See you, suckers.
Anyway, we would also talk about the construction video that we did, but it was really honestly just lighting trusses.
Yeah, let's talk about the video. We saw like some truss, some lights. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah. I will say though, again, thank the good Lord for this because I was so nervous. I get so nervous doing in-park videos because it's so hot right now. I love doing construction videos. I know it's one of your favorite videos to do. We both enjoy it. Like we honestly both love getting out of the house, getting some steps, but also getting the chance to do a video. And I feel like we did this last construction video yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I believe I have a link of it in the description for this live. But we're nonchalant with it. Just want to have a good time. Just go out there and do it. It was a lot of fun. And what's so cool is that it's so hot outside, especially when we have to do these construction videos. But yesterday we had a nice little breeze.
It was nice.
I was like, oh man,
it wasn't too bad.
It was great. So
Sunday.
it was fun. It was fun to do it. I miss doing it. We do plan to do more construction videos, and obviously when we get into July, more of this stuff is going to come out, especially for scare zones. Theming elements will happen around late July, and then August. Obviously, a lot of stuff's going to pick up. I mean, we're about 2 months away from the start of the event, so a lot of stuff's going to start picking up pace.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm
really hoping that the one trust that we saw that everybody's been talking about is for the Lagoon show.
Yeah,
I really
too.
hope that's the case. I'm gonna be very disappointed if it's not, and we do not have a Lagoon show. But
I'm hoping and I know they said this, but like the music for the overall like event loop is gothic themed, and if it is, I hope that blends right into the Lagoon show too. If we have a Lagoon show, and like it's just the colors, damn it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm honestly so excited. I really hope they hit this theme of like just gothicness, like
the conservatory. Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this year.
Me too.
I really am. Really am. Yeah. That's kind of it, guys. I will say one thing I wanted to mention too. If you guys don't know, if you haven't noticed or you don't know, yesterday we dropped the construction video that we did. But also in the construction video and alongside of yesterday, we also reopened the Fright Club store. So our official merch, like I'm rocking, you can only see the front of it. It's one of our hoodies. It's Fright Club hoodie. This is, by the way,
It has
I know
that
I'm
on
selling
the
it.
back.
Yeah, it's got this design in the back. It's our Fright Club logo. But we have different other ones too, different designs. A lot of the stuff that you see in here. A lot of stuff. But the quality of the merch is my favorite thing. The designs, by the way, are super cool.
These sweatpants, they're not on the store,
Not yet.
but we have bought like just basic like sweatpants, sweatshirts, t-shirts from the merchant that makes
Our vendor.
our vendor that makes the stuff that we put our designs
Got, like,
on,
cinch bottom.
just with like just plain nothing on it because the quality is so good.
It's good. It's good. If I had a lot of money, which I wish I did, I would just buy so much from them just to use as my clothing, but I don't have that much money.
Other than the cotton tee is going to be a normal cotton tee.
Yeah, that's the lightweight.
Yeah,
it's described as lightweight in the store, but everything else comes from this vendor that we have. It is high quality. It is so good.
It's like a heavy.
It's thick. It's good stuff. So we love it. So our store is back up and open. If you guys want to check out any of our products, it's on www.frightclubshop.com. You can go check it out there. All of the purchases do help support us and create more content, as well as more merch potentially coming up soon.
Maybe we'll see.
I saw stuff in the room the other day making a design. I was like, ooh, for my vampire fans out there.
Yeah, we'll see.
Something good. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't know, but you make some good stuff. I'm a big fan of your stuff. Huge fan.
The pressure on.
You do better in pressure, anyways. You always do. So yeah, so our Fright Club store is back opened. Huge thank you to all of you guys that did make purchases in the past 2 days since we've opened up. We've had a lot more people come in than I thought we would. I was like, whoa. So we do appreciate that. And on top of that too, I gave our Discord people a challenge and they failed terribly with it. However, I am going to discuss it just a little bit, not too much. But I am in the early stages in preparing to reintroduce Fright Island. I want to bring Fright Island back. I have a 55-inch by 35-inch whiteboard that I bought right before, let's just say, Universal just kind of got in the way. And I have an entire map up there with entire lore history cord. It's everything that I designed for Fright Island for all of us for 5 seasons. I want to bring it back. I want to put that stuff to use. And I think it'd be a lot of fun for you guys. I have a lot of plans for it. But in its most basic form, it is just a giveaway at the end of the day. Like, that's all it ever was. Like, we were going to do a giveaway for our Fright Club members. And I decided to make a whole game and story out of it. I want to pick it back up and start fresh again this year. Like that last season never happened, and complete it fully. And I do plan to do that this year. So I wanted to bring that back up. So those of you who are Fright Club members and you guys were in Fright Island, if you guys remember how that goes, we're going to bring that back. If you guys don't know what Fright Island is, I will explain more of it down the road. But it's just something that I brought up recently that I want to do. So that's going to be on the horizon. Look forward to that stuff. So construction video yesterday, an announcement yesterday. We have 4 official announcements with one kind of there with 5 nights. Expecting more to come this year, of course.
Hopefully.
This week with the originals.
We will likely, if we get announcements for the rest of this week, if we don't get anything, then it might change. But
no, lay down.
If we do get announcements the rest of this week, then we will probably do a live stream on next Tuesday rather than on Friday, just because we are going to be in St. Petersburg on Friday night. So we will not be able to do a live stream on Friday, but we will do one on Tuesday if we get some announcements so we can talk about that.
Oh, yeah. That's actually a good thing you brought that up. Forgot to say that.
Well, I said it.
I know. Well, forgot to say it. So we'll have a live stream next week, Tuesday. So a week from now, expect it if we get announcements. That's it. If there are no announcements, probably won't do live, but maybe we'll do a video. Maybe we'll have family in town too, so we'll be a little bit busy. And then your competitions is priority, because if she does good, we're going to New Jersey the next weekend. I'm not really excited for New Jersey. I'm just excited for your competition.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll play. I know how you are. I'm excited for you. Now, before we do finish the live stream off, I want to bring this up. We're going to do a rapid fire Q&A. This one, we will do rapid fire. It'll be rapid fire. If you guys have questions, it's like a Q&A, throw it in the chat. I'm only going to pick a handful of comments and stuff. We're going to answer it rapidly. If you guys want to participate, go ahead and put it in the chat. Whatever question you got, throw it out and we'll answer it. And I'll give you guys some time to do it. But we're going to do it rapid fire. Fire. When did I do it? That was last Friday. I did something like that. So when the questions come in, Steph, go ahead.
What is the worst choice Hatchet and Chains can do for their house? I'm
actually kind of confused by the question. Are you talking about Hatchet and Chains or the house itself?
I don't know. I just read the question.
What is the worst choice Hatchet and Chains can do for their house? Kill Hatchet and Chains. That's what I'll say.
What do you mean?
Like if they kill off the main characters in this house.
Okay.
That's what I'll say. That'll be the worst.
I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't know. Make it gothic.
No. Get out of it. You just want fire.
Anyway.
I got the next question.
Will
y'all go to Premium Scream if Frequent Fear Plus Express or Frequent Fear Pass with Express isn't an option?
I don't know. Probably not.
No.
One thing we did last year, because we didn't get Express with our Frequent Fear Pass, is we actually ended up getting Express for the last night of the event. And
Tell everybody our secret.
Amazing.
Tell everyone our secret. Not everyone's going to do it.
Not everybody can be here for the last night.
No, I know. True. It's
fine.
Yeah. We did it last year with Paige. Yeah.
Getting Express for the last night of the event, and that was a lot of fun.
That's the way to go out. You know, like if we felt like that was a good closing chapter for last year's event. Mm-hmm. Rapid fire. We'll keep it quick.
Have there been any talks about what September 18th could be? It's probably a buyout.
Yeah. It could be a buyout. Probably. It could be a day of the year. If we're just talking about September 18th. I think it's a buyout, to be honest. Do
you prefer IP houses or originals? It always tends to be originals. We get more excited for the IPs, but then the originals always end up being better.
It depends on the IPs.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it depends on what the IPs are. We usually get excited for it because the excitement is for the IPs since we know what to expect. With the originals, But the originals usually 9 times out of 10 are always our top houses. Mm-hmm. So I vote originals.
Do you want to ask or do you want me to keep
I got it. If you could play one icon in a house, which one would you want to play? Ooh, which one are you going with?
An icon. So it has to be an icon.
An icon.
Lady Luck.
Really?
Should count as an icon.
I feel like
or Fear on the stilts.
I could, yeah. I was thinking like even Storyteller.
Fear doesn't have a shirt, so weird.
Right, yeah. What about Storyteller though? I feel like you would make such a good storyteller in your little rocking chair with your little glasses.
Nah.
Here now, kids, come here.
I don't know.
I could see it. Honestly, I'd love Fear. Yeah, I'd love to do Fear. That'd be cool. What do you hope HHN logistically nails this year?
Lighting.
Okay, that's interesting.
I feel like every year it's been like, oh, this year it's like really dark everywhere, and then like the next year it's like it's really bright everywhere.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
I will say the queue lines for the houses.
Yeah.
I will always say queue lines is my number one thing because some of the queue lines need to be enhanced more, but just as a layout, I'm worried about those soundstage queue lines. I want to know how they do it with the construction for Rip Ride Rocket.
I'm trying to be realistic here. Queue lines are always going to be the queue lines.
No. I'm not talking about if they put toys for people to play. I'm talking about like because of the construction in that production lot, that's where the queue lines are for the houses, where the queue line's going to go and how they're going to start. Okay. That's what I want to know.
Cool.
Yeah.
If you could create your own idea to put into a Slaughter Sinema house, what would it be? Oh, goodness. That would take some time to think about. I don't think I could rapid fire that.
Honestly, like, right now, like my mind, I'm creeping towards like sci-fi. Obviously, like they had like a Cyborgs thing, but it'd be cool to be like on an actual spaceship. And to have like something going completely wrong.
Like Alien.
Yeah, but like it's like very campy. So it's more bright, right? It's not dark like Alien. It's bright. And you got like some of the commanders there. They're like, what's going on kind of thing. And there's like these little creatures. They're like this big and they're like ruining things and all that. Or they're like controlling things.
Midnight snacks in space.
Yeah, there you go. Midnight smacks.
Do you think we will get any OG icons to come back this year? No. I don't think so.
No. Oh, maybe.
Do you guys miss the Major Sweets themed candy as much as I do?
Yes.
I don't know how much you miss it, so I don't know.
I miss it. I like that. What was it? That pumpkin macaron or whatever that I kept getting.
Is that candy though?
Or no, it was a s'mores. I don't know. I'm thinking of the candy shop. I'm thinking of the theme of the candy shop. Okay, what's the word on the streets for the return of the Lagoon show?
A lot of people seem to say yes.
Potentially. If you see our last construction video, we showed a truss.
What is your ideal Lagoon show content / story? I mean, my ideal one is like the first one they ever had, the OG, like the 80s.
It was synth
from
2019.
But obviously that doesn't go with like
Marathon
every year.
Yeah, that was so cool. I will genuinely say I am interested to see if they can nail just a gothic atmosphere for a Lagoon show. I know they have to sometimes incorporate like the IPs and things of like that, which fine, but I would be interested to see if they can do like a generic Lagoon show without needing the IPs or things of that nature. Like make it its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. I think it'd be harder to do that, but I would love to have like music by Muro that's playing for the Lagoon show, and it's just dark, like gothic. That'd be so sick. Question, I got one. What was the worst house in your opinion? So what house have you been through that is like
my
the
least
bottom of the
favorite
barrel?
house of all time?
Do you want to call it out at the same time?
I feel like it's so mean because I also think that I don't want to say like the actors did a bad job, and
we're not on the same page then.
I do think that this house ended up growing on me a little bit, but the worst house that why? Are you gonna be like
I'm not
silly?
even at HHN with this.
Oh, well.
No, I know it's for HHN. I was thinking of that one we went to in Hollow Scream at SeaWorld last year.
Yeah.
That we had 0 scare actors who went through, and it was just like camouflage wall. There was nobody.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
If we're talking about HHN,
Chucky disappointed me.
I would say Help Walk. But like I said, it did grow on me. Even the worst house at HHN is still like an amazing haunted house.
It's tough, but like,
and that's not a dig on any of the scare actors because they did what they could. And same with the team that made it, because that was a house that was like they had to put that together last minute.
I mean, what about like 2018's Blumhouse?
That was probably the worst.
No, you were in there. That's a tough one.
If you could interview anyone for the HHN podcast for 1 hour unfiltered, who would it be?
If we can interview anyone for the HHN podcast for 1 hour unfiltered, who'd you pick? Without a question, I'd pick Jack.
Really?
Yeah, bring Jack in. I want to have we don't have a interview
I thought
anywhere
you'd pick
with
like
just
Charles.
Jack. Okay, I mean, let's be real. Like, I'd love to sit down with. I've already talked to. I've had interviews with Charles
unfiltered.
before. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, if we're talking like creatives, yeah, Jack would be a cool one to say. But if we're talking like creatives and stuff. Charles Gray, Mike Aiello,
all the creatives.
Patrick, not all. Well, I mean, yeah, like any of them really would be so cool. I mean, Patrick would be a cool one too. Even like TJ Manorino, like Nate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like just all of them.
Are there any houses that?
Hold up. I don't want to. Real quick, what I would love is if we can sit down with all the creatives in a round table,
and it'd be unfiltered.
It's unfiltered, and we're like 6 deep. Like we've all like had some drinking and stuff. This is like HHN after show. We're just like letting loose by the can. Like hear me out. In a controlled environment, right? It's a soundstage with a fake campfire. We're all sitting around having drinks and stuff, and we've been like chatting for a while. And this is during the event, so the event's going on. We're on the Music Plaza stage for everyone to see, and we're just like drinking. We're just talking about Horror Nights, just unfiltered, letting it just happen right there for the crowd.
Okay. Are there any houses that disappointed you that you would like to see redone?
What was the Spirits one?
Spirits of the Coven.
Yeah, Spirits of the Coven.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to that one, and that one just didn't hit it.
Yeah, I agree. Or Museum from last year. I think that one had a lot of potential.
Yeah, even Museum. Yeah. Museum. Let's see. Let's ask just 2 more questions.
Okay.
First one I just saw. What was your favorite HHN year? 3, 2, 1. 2019. You're
Mine
2018.
was 18. Yeah.
2019 because I met you, but yeah, 2018 top year.
Last
one. This is the last
one. What
one.
will be this year's HHN popcorn bucket? If it's Chucky again? No, I'm kidding. I think maybe something.
Do you guys think we're gonna get a popcorn bucket? Yeah, I'm gonna say this. We need to stop with the popcorn buckets.
I agree. All of them, everywhere.
Guys, we
the
gotta
movies,
stop.
Disney,
Gotta stop.
all of them.
I'm sorry, but it needs to stop. It is unhealthy.
Have you guys seen the Megan one? That's gonna be the one. They're just gonna do the Megan one.
That is horrible. No, please don't. If anything, if they do anything.
Oh, FNAF, yeah,
right?
for sure.
If it's gonna be anything, make it like, they're probably not, but like make it like Fallout themed even. Do something based on the vault or whatever, right? But I mean, they probably have to do some, I don't know. That's a tough situation. Don't do it.
Someone said earlier that the drink for the food booth for Hatchet and Chains should be like that barrel with the like 3 X's on it, kind of like that Donkey Kong drink with the barrel. Cool. That could be the popcorn bucket.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fine.
That'd be cool.
Jason mask.
No,
I don't know.
Because it'd be a whole head. Yeah,
I guess it'd just be his head.
No, I don't want that.
That would be weird.
Okay, I know we've finished the rapid fire Q&A. I'm gonna say one more thing. One question: do you think we'll see a Gothic overlay in the Universal Lab? The answer is no, but I would love it.
That would be cool.
I don't think they would do that.
No.
Unfortunately, it just, would they want to? Yeah, I think the creatives, I think people in entertainment would want to. I think the people who control the budget are like, no, let's not do cool stuff, please. Don't. That's too much. So yeah, there you go. All right.
John Cena.
Chris, what Disney roller coaster would make the best scare zone and why?
Does it have to be a roller coaster?
I mean, truthfully, like Expedition Everest.
That's what I was gonna say.
You got the Yeti, but this time it moves.
Tower of Terror. Duh.
That's not a roller coaster.
That's what I said. Does it have to be a roller coaster?
I know, but the question was about a roller coaster.
None of them.
All right. Well, an hour and 20, almost an hour and a half into tonight's live stream. We have Love Island to catch up on, guys. Sorry, folks. We got to go. But yeah, if you're just joining tonight's live stream, sorry, this is the end of it. We're coming down to the end. We chatted about, obviously, the announcement of Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters. Super excited for that. Really excited. We had our construction video that came out yesterday alongside of our store. Was it yesterday or Sunday?
No.
I think Sunday I opened the store.
I don't
remember. Anyways, the store is back up and running. So we're super excited for that. So you guys can check out our merch on www.frightclubshop.com. You can shop some of this cool accessory stuff that we got. So cool. And we're expecting, I did not call you over, but you can come over. I needed like 30 more seconds. But we do have original houses we're expecting to see announced later this week. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah, with that being said, obviously, as you guys can see, we're getting, boys, hold up this cord. I'm afraid he's going to knock it over. We're getting called. Sorry, folks, we got to go. But yeah, that's going to do it for us in tonight's live stream. Did you just... Hello? Hello? There we go. Okay. All right. Hold up. You're done. Sit. Sit. Show everyone that you're good. Sit. Please. Sit. Stay. Speak. Speak. Tell them. All right. We're going to get going, guys. Obviously, we're going to take the boys out. We're going to hang out. We're going to watch Live Island. Love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight's live stream. We'll let you guys know when the next live is or when we have another video or we do something. All right. It's getting chaotic. We got to get out of here. Ciao, everyone.